Welcome back students. So today we are going to study social science subject of class 9 standard. In social science we are going to study about the political system. The first chapter, that is a judicial system. Okay, so this is your revision part. So children, we are going to discuss here fill in the blanks and some important question and answers. Well children, first we will go along with the existence and establishment of the Supreme Court. Well, the question is like this. The Supreme Court of India came into existence in which date or on the which date? The correct answer, that is January 28, 1950. Okay, this is the correct answer. Well, next, the retirement age of the High Court judge. What is the retirement age of the High Court judge? That is 62 years. If a person of a High Court judge, he attains 62 years of his age, then there will be a retirement. Okay, so we'll move next. So the third one, the judges are appointed by whom? The judges are going to be appointed by the president only. Okay. Next question children here. The head of the revenue tax board is called as what? The head of the revenue tax board is called revenue secretary. Okay. Next, the Lok Adalats came into existence in the year. In which year the Lok Adalats came into existence? Well, the correct answer is 1985. Okay. Next, we will move to the question answers. Explain the functions of the Supreme Court. What are the functions of the Supreme Court? Well, resolving the disputes between the union and state governments, between the states, safeguarding the fundamental rights of citizens, interpreting the provisions granted by the Constitution, and the original powers of the Supreme Court. Well, Supreme Court is going to solve the dispute that has been taken place between union and the state governments, between the state and the states. So children, one example I would like to tell you here. The dispute has been taken place between Karnataka and between the Tamil Nadu regarding the Kaveri river. Okay, so this dispute has been sorted out by the Supreme Court. Okay children, so along with this, it is going to save the fundamental rights of the citizens, interpreting the provision granted by the Constitution are the original powers of the Supreme Court. Okay, so we'll next move forward here. Okay, it also exercises appellate powers and advisory powers. So it is going to accept the affiliations. Okay, so along with this, it is going to give some advices. It is going to give advices in the administrative matter for the president. So what are the appellate powers and the advisory powers? Well, when the terms come for the appeal, it has the power to accept the appeals made against the judgment given by the lower courts. Whatever judgment that has been dispatched by the High Court, which is not going to be satisfied by the citizens of India, so he is going to appeal to the Supreme Court and he is going to get the judgment. So this is called as a appellate power. Okay. It can advise the president regarding public issues when its opinion is sought. This is called advisory power. So when the terms come for the administrative matters, okay, so here it can give the advice to the president. In which matter children? Regarding the public issues. Okay. So if the Supreme Court's opinion is necessary, means the president is going to consult the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court is going to give the advice. So this is called as a advisory power. Okay children, it also serves as a court of records, chief advisor to the center and state governments and all issues, especially about the rates. Okay, so these are some important powers of the Supreme Court. Okay, we will move next. Write a note on the functions of High Court. What are the important functions of High Court? Well children, High Courts can take up civil and criminal cases. High Court is going to deal with the civil and the criminal cases. So it can also handle cases related to the marital relationships, contempt of courts, etc. The High Court is also going to give decisions for the marital relationships, like divorces are there, court marriages are there. So in such cases the High Court is going to give the decision. Okay, we will move forward, children. It can admit appeals in civil and criminal cases from the subordinate courts. So here persons, they can appeal the cases from civil, criminal and subordinate courts. Okay. It can transfer cases from the lower courts to the high courts. It can supervise the work of the subordinate courts. So it is going to supervise, it is going to check out the subordinate courts work. Okay. It can admit writ petitions to safeguard the fundamental rights and other legal rights of the citizens. So it also has a right to protect the fundamental rights and legal rights of the citizens. Okay. So next we will move to the important subordinate courts which comes under the district courts. Well, courts like Court of Subordinate Judges, Court of Additional Subordinate Judges, Court of Munsifs, Court of Additional Munsifs. So these are some important subordinate courts which comes under the civil courts. Okay. Next, write a note on criminal courts. So you have to write out here some important aspects which are very necessary. So how to write, we are going to discuss here. Well, criminal court are also going to known as district magistrate courts. They function under the high court. So criminal courts, another name is district magistrate court. It is going to function, it is going to work under the high court. The highest criminal court at the district level is the session court. The district judge performs the function of a judge of this court too. The court takes up crimes like murder, robbery, dacoity, etc. So these cases are going to be registered in the criminal courts. Okay. So what are the powers? It has the power to issue death sentences and also life imprisonment sentence. So see children, so once if the case has been filed in the criminal court, so it has a right to give the issue of death sentence and life imprisonment. Okay children. However, such sentences will have to be rectified by the high courts. Similarly, an appeal may be made to the high court against the judgments given by the criminal court. If a person feels that whatever decisions that has been given by the criminal court, that is not in his favor or that is injustice, then he can file to the high court against the judgment that has been given by the criminal court. Okay children. So this was all about the important courts, their functions, their structures. Okay, so once again we are going to revise all these points from the beginning. Just check it out children. Okay, so first what we talked about the fill in the blanks. So children, the Supreme Court of India came into existence in 28 January 1950. Okay, then when the terms come for the retirement of the age of the High Court judge, that is 62 years of age. Next children, the third one, the judges are appointed by President. Okay. When the fourth one, the head of the Revenue Tax Board is called as a Revenue Secretary. Okay children, the Lok Adalats came into existence in the year 1985. Next, we also discussed about the functions of the Supreme Court now, children. So when the terms come for the functions of the Supreme Court, children, here we learned that it is going to resolve the dispute which has been taken place between union and state government and between the states, safeguarding the fundamental rights of the citizens, interpreting the provision that has been granted by the Constitution are the original powers of the Supreme Court. Okay. Next, it also exercises appellate powers and advisory powers. It is also going to perform some appellate powers and advisory powers. Well, it has the power to accept the appeals made against the judgment given by the lower courts. Okay, so here it is going to accept the judgments, whatever judgments that has been given by the lower courts. Once again, these are going to be cross-examined and here the judgment has been given. So this is called as a appellate power. Okay, children. Next, it can advise the president regarding the public issues when its opinion is required. Okay, so whatever the opinion that has been given in the public issues, this is called as a advisory powers. It also serves as a court of records, chief advisor to the center and state governments, and also issues special writs. Okay, so these are the important powers of the Supreme Court. Okay, children. Next, when the terms come for the functions of the High Court. Well, children, when the terms come for the functions of the High Courts can take up civil and criminal cases. It can also handle cases related to marital relationships, contempt of courts, etc. High Court is going to give judgment on the criminal cases and it is also going to give decisions of marital relationships. Okay, children. So along with this, it can admit appeals in civil and criminal cases from the subordinate courts. So subordinate courts, whatever decision has been given, that decision has not been accepted by the individual means he can go and appeal. He can go and appeal to the High Court. Okay. It also has the power to transfer cases from the lower courts to the High Courts. Okay, children. It can supervise the work of the subordinate courts. It can admit writ petitions to safeguard the fundamental rights and other legal rights of the citizen. It is going to protect the fundamental rights and the legal rights of the citizen. Okay, so this was all the functions of the High Court. So next we also talked about some important subordinate courts which work under the civil courts. Well, the important names are Court of Subordinate Judges, Court of Additional Subordinate Judges, Court of Munsifs, Court of Additional Munsifs. So these are some important subordinate courts which work under the civil courts. Okay. So next we also studied about the criminal courts. Well, when the terms come for the criminal courts, children, here the another name for the criminal court, that is district magistrate court. Okay, so this court is going to work under the High Court. Okay, children, the highest criminal court at the district level is the Session Court. The district judge performs the functions of a judge of this court too. The court takes up crimes like murder, robbery, dacoity, etc. Okay, these many cases are going to be filed in the criminal courts? Well, it has the power to issue death sentences and also life imprisonment sentence. However, such sentences will have to be ratified by the High Court. Similarly, an appeal may be made to the High Court against the judgment given by the criminal court. Okay, so here children, these many points you have to write. Okay, then only you are going to get the full marks. Okay, so these are very very important questions children, whatever I have discussed right now, and I hope here in this revision session the lesson once again has been revised itself. Isn't it true, no children? So study hard, do well, and read perfectly. Read thoroughly the lesson and read the important questions. Write it twice and thrice. Then only you will be able to understand. Okay children. So with this thought I am completing your this lesson, and we are going to meet in the next video. Thank you for watching this video children. Take care of yourself.